Well, we're finally here. Add another letter. We're at D. That's not the spell. We're at Dancing Lights. Evocation cantrip, casting time of 1 action, range of 120 feet, components verbal somatic, material, a bit of phosphorus or witchwood, or a glowworm. Duration concentration up to 1 minute. You create up to 4 sized torch lights within range, making them appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs that hover in the air for the duration. You can also combine the 4 lights into one glowing, vaguely humanoid form of medium size. Whichever form you choose, each light sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the lights up to 60 feet to a new spot within range. A light must be within 20 feet of another light created by the spell, and a light winks out if it exceeds the spell's range. So it's a cantrip, meaning there's not actually going to be much cost value against casting it. The thing that would be its cost value is its casting time and its duration, and whether or not it's concentration. Which in Dancing Light's case, it is! Which kinda sucks. Spending concentration on just lighting an area kinda stinks. Also, the fact they only have 10-foot radius each. I mean, to be fair, you can make a good line of them, stretching out 40 feet with a 10-foot, wide line-ish. Having to be with 20 feet of each other, you really can't even go farther than that. They do have to be in this connection, which visually looks cool. This weird, light tendril within the range that you can move it to. Move them in 60 feet. I guess this would be more for lighting up on a creature. I mean, you could definitely use this to light up around you in a corridor or a hallway, but if you're in the dark and you're wanting to trail a creature or something, or pinpoint an area, because while you're in the darkness, you don't suffer too many of the effects if you can see the target you're trying to hit. So in the Underdark, I could really see this actually being used as an ambush tactic. Or at least that would be worth the concentration. Or outside of combat, if you're not already concentrating on something, then yes, you can use Dancing Lights to light up a small area, but general light spell, a torch, and Continual Flame isn't concentration, but that 50 gold piece cost. Outside of concentration, and they're only 10 foot each, but you get 4 of them. Oh, speaking of which, even though they're 4 small orbs, which you can make them look like a lot of different things, 10-foot radius compared to a torch, which has 30-foot bright and then another 30 dim after that, that's a lot better. That's a regular torch. Even if you get all of these to line, well, I guess if you get them all to line up, it will eventually outpace it, and it'll always be bright within that line, but it's not an area. Or an aura, I guess. One thing I couldn't get was why it specifically mentioned you can make this in a vaguely humanoid form. I get, oh, maybe it's a dummy to attract attention for something. That would be more Illusions Camp. The fact this is evocation only hurts me further. Why a vaguely medium-sized humanoid form? Because I'm not gonna see that glowing man from the restaurant and think, oh yes, that's the person I was trying to target. No. We being a cantrip, still being able to use light and potentially the ambush tactic where you're in the shadows and then pinning it on a target that's trying to run away in the shadows. Because you can move this 60 feet on a bonus action. It does have to stay within range, but you will be outpacing a lot of things. Or keeping up with, at least. You do also have to daisy chain or keep them relatively close to each other, and 20 feet next to each other means there won't be a bit of shadow in between them. Because they each have a 10-foot radius, so adding that together, there will always be a point of light connecting. Again, that cool visual element. 6 out of 10. It's a cantrip, doesn't cost you any spell slot, the 120-foot range is nice. It's the fact they're only 10-foot radius each, and they have to stay within a line, and their concentration. The concentration's the main killer on that one. Because just lighting a torch will take up your hand, but it will light up a larger area in general. And then using it for the specific use cases. And the humanoid feature, I guess?